Jordan Poole was really good, 27. Steph Curry off the bench, 27. Klay Thompson, 26. So I'm hearing a lot of people tell me that when they get into the next round, they're going to really struggle with teams who are big and physical. And I understand the theory to it, and I'm not completely dismissing it. I think Draymond's physical. I'm thinking back to their glory days, where what did they have, a Bogut in the middle? They had. I mean, are you worried about them and their lack of size? Is Looney enough for you at 6'9"? Are you worried when they go up against a real big?
Who's the real big
In the West? And so that was my
No.
retort. Who is the real big in the West? Karl Anthony Towns is going home and drinking wine. Like who is it?
I'm not worried.
You didn't like that comment from him?
That was great.
Yeah.
I love that comment.
Yeah.
You just got cooked.
Yeah.
You're like, welcome to Minnesota, Memphis. They're like, yeah, and you still play the fourth quarter.
Typical Minnesota sports.
We're gonna go home and drink some wine. That was Karl Anthony Towns.
I want LeBron on him.
They blew a 26-point lead.
Collapse.
26 did Minnesota at home yesterday. They're up 26 on Memphis. They lose at home by a score of 104-95. So they were up by 26 and did score 100 points. It's darn near impossible in the NBA, isn't it? To be up by 26 and not even score 100 points. But that's what happened yesterday. And it wasn't all Ja Morant yesterday now. I mean, like Ja wasn't great. Ja, he was good. He had 16 points, but this wasn't all about Ja Morant. You had Desmond Bain going for 26 last night for the Grizzlies, and Brandon Clark going for 20 from Gonzaga. That's who the Memphis Grizzlies are.
San Jose State.
Oh, stop it. That was like his junior college stop. He claims Gonzaga. I think he played in a national championship game for Gonzaga, didn't he? San Jose State. How about Gonzaga via San Jose State? You okay with that?
Yes.
All right. How do you? I mean, I know it happened, and I know it happened yesterday. But doesn't it seem impossible in the NBA to be up by 26 and not only lose the game, that's not impossible, but not score 100 points?
Yes, that feels impossible. It was a total collapse in the fourth quarter. They were outscored 37-12 were the T-Wolves. And this is 90-10, 90% collapse, 10% comeback. This was all on how poor Minnesota was late in that game. And I do not know how you bounce back from something like that. You go home, you drink wine, you say you reset, around in the next game. Fantastic. Like, you were in control for 3 quarters. You had Memphis on their heels. You were up by like 20 points, like multiple times on the 2 seed. We're sitting here going, what is up with Memphis?
Yeah.
Are they like is this fool's gold? Well, they actually still could be fool's gold.
They could be,
but they're going home with another W.
You've got your playing team. You've got the 2 seed on the ropes. You're about ready to go up 2-1 at home. You've already taken away home court advantage. Like, you're about ready to put yourself in position to pull off I don't know, is this monumental? Maybe not monumental, a big upset. How about that? Is it fair? It's not monumental because it's the Memphis Grizzlies and they've never done anything. And so they're a 2 seed, but they're a 2 seed that maybe doesn't have the respect of a 2 seed. Okay. But if you're a 7 and you beat the 2 and you put yourself in position to do that, I won't go monumental, but I'll go big, won't you?
Yes.
Really big. And then you drizzle your wine down your leg like that, so to speak. So for those of you who are wondering what's with the wine, I don't understand what the hell you guys are talking about. So Karl Anthony Towns, the best player on the Timberwolves, right? I mean, I don't think there's argument here. He was asked what he was going to do to pick his teammates up. Quote, go home, drink some wine, move on to the next day. For me, at least, I'm talking for myself, but remember what got me here, what got us here. Our support systems, our work, and each other. And we just got to go lean on that, end quote. Go home and drink some wine. And he's been getting beat up because he's trying to sound like LeBron, right, or Durant, and he's not. I mean, he doesn't have the credentials yet. Go home and drink some wine. And everybody's so pissed off because the rage this morning, if you read or listen to anything on a national basis, people are just out of their mind. That's his response. JJ, is it all right that I'm just not so horribly upset?
Well, that's all he can do. It's go
so-
home and reset. Like, he can throw it out there. I'm going to be back in the gym. We're going to work on it. He just got punked. He said he's going to go home, think about it. Doesn't mean doesn't care. And, this is one where it's a little bit of a wake-up call. 'Cause, yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns should be the leader, but we were, like, so hyped up about Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
And he has been great the last game. Like, that was a moment, all right,
But
you need him to step up and take over as well. This is those two dudes leading the team. And I think that's some people, when a player loses, especially from the fan standpoint, the people that are invested emotionally, they want that player to be as upset as they are.
I guess. So is the media going to be happy if he just goes, man, this is ridiculous. This can't happen. Just give me something. Just spew some. He's angry at him, and that's going to make him feel better. Or maybe he is just going to go home and drink some wine.
Because it becomes an easy
He
talking
doesn't
point
care.
for that he doesn't have the
Such
edge.
crap. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I'm not going to get irate about that. I'm more angry that people are just so upset about it. It's like we just look for stuff to be mad at. All right, the other game last night, Dallas without Luka Doncic, 126, 118. Jalen Brunson went for 31, and the Mavericks have now taken a commanding lead in that series, 2-1. And I say commanding; it's a one-game lead, but they played them all without Luka. And how Utah is falling apart like this is a little bit surprising to me. I know it's not as much to you because of the way they played, but that was something they had to have last night.
I'm talking about a star that's losing its luster really fast. Is Donovan Mitchell.
Kind of,
people starting to pile on him in Utah. I'm seeing some of the deficiencies defensively in this game. To see Jalen Brunson just blowing by everyone on the perimeter. That play that you're getting out of Spencer Dinwiddie. And even when you hear Quinn Snyder's name for other jobs, everyone's like, yeah, right. No. Like, they're going to blow this up. They lose this first-round series to Dallas.
Well,
They're not even playing with Luka Doncic at this moment in time. The Jazz are blowing it up.
I think that's right. All right, we got a lot of NBA to talk about. We're inside now, a week of the NFL draft, and so we'll get there as well. A lot of local hoops news to go through. Amaya Brown, the former Cibola star who was at Florida State, is transferring to the University of New Mexico. She is going to be a Lobo. That's a big deal, I think. So she's coming home.
Wow.
And so, no, I think it's wonderful news. And Dave Pilipovich is coming back as a special assistant to Richard Pitino. Dave Pilipovich, the former Air Force coach, he was on the staff for Paul Weir. Dave's going to join us at 7:30 this morning, and we'll catch it with him. When he was on our show before, I just thought the conversation was so good, but his basketball mind is so good. Just why come back? Why is this the right situation again? So we're going to talk with Dave coming up at 7:30. We're going to get into Mike Tyson's deal on the plane. The pitcher, the JUCO pitcher, who did you see the dude tackle the guy hitting the home run? Like, wow. Baseball yesterday. We got a lot of Friday stuff to get through. So glad you're with us. Dave Pilipovich at 7:30. Good morning to you. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us today. 505-246-0610. Emails Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. On the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. And on the Facebook, you can watch the show. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks, Comcast Channel 26, and our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Hey there.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Everguard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service.
Chicken nuggets. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. Happy, what day is today? Oh, today's Friday. We hoe today? We hoe today. All right, college basketball. Shahar Lazar played in Israel. Inked a letter of intent, New Mexico State. Another Greg Heyer announcement. Depth and toughness is what he said, saying he's the first ever New Mexico State player from Israel, according to New Mexico State. Okay. He is 6'3", another guard. So there, look, both that roster especially, maybe not as much New Mexico, although I think New Mexico, but that roster will look dramatically different next year, right?
Yes, like a
Who you got
complete
back?
180.
Peak? Mike Peak back? Not a lot more, man.
Good question. I'm not sure who's actually coming back.
I mean, McCants is done. Is out of eligibility. McNair transferred to Mississippi State. Jabari Rice went to Texas. McKinney went to UTEP. That's McNair, McKinney, McCants. And Rice went to Texas. Clayton Henry's out of eligibility, right?
Mhm.
There's not. I mean, that's going to be a whole new looking team down there. Not a lot of news coming out of New Mexico. A lot of guys that I've seen on the Twitter say, okay, well, they're down to my final 3 or my final 8 or my whatever. But I haven't seen a lot of announcements or a lot of signings or any really in New Mexico. Have you?
No, but you also got to understand June 1st.
Yes.
What is June?
Oh,
1st?
look, I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking.
I think a lot of people are still kind of wrapping their heads around the new calendar, the situation in the off season for college athletics now, because June 1st is a withdrawal deadline for the NBA entrance. Because a lot of these players are testing waters, trying to get feedback, see if they can get any invites to some workouts, get to the NBA draft combine. And so some of them haven't made their decision just yet. And so June 1st, you can see a lot of those players decide what they're going to do. And so you're still going to see a roster turnover going that deep into the summer for these teams.
Yeah, I think I don't know if it's panic. I think the concern that I'm sensing coming out of Lobo fans is they're seeing guys sign elsewhere, right? They're seeing other teams announce this guy. They saw Boise State got a big transfer, right? They see San Diego State got a couple of names coming in. They see, oh, look, New Mexico State got 1 or 2. What's going on here? Where's our big? Where's our big? Where's our big? I think you're going to get them. I do. I really believe they're coming, but I think you're going to have to wait a minute. And I know Richard Pitino and I know the staff is out there trying to figure that out and trying to get the right guys, man. Trying to get the right guys, and there's a lot of competition for a lot of guys. And then there's going to be, the guys who aren't recruited at the very top. There's going to be bodies. There's going to be guys, and you're going to be okay. But, man, I'm watching stuff. Just don't panic yet. Don't panic. NFL schedule is going to come out May 12th. So we'll get bowl schedules and television schedules in college football after that. You fired up about the Amazon games. So the Thursday night games are only on Amazon now. Is that what I understand? I can't watch them on the NFL Network. They're all on Amazon.
I believe so, and I think Pat McAfee is joining the Thursday night cast.
So and you're gonna have to cast everything to your TV then, and
I watched it. I watched one of them last season, and if you have the app, it just comes on your TV.
Okay.
Like a smart TV. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It's harder to flip back and forth to watch the college.
I didn't
games.
really enjoy it, but I think if they hired some cool people.
So cool people meaning Pat McAfee?
Not McAfee. I didn't really like the commentating, but
who was it?
I can't even remember.
All right.
I didn't really recognize.
It'll be interesting to see what Amazon's going to do with that. So their first game is going to be the first night of the NFL draft. Though they'll announce it the first night of the NFL draft.
But it was like they were trying to do the whole Eli Peyton thing almost. They were more like talking than commentating.
Okay, so I told you when the Eli Peyton thing
Mhm.
came out last year that you're going to start seeing a lot more of that. That people are going to try to replicate that, and that you're going to see a lot of personalities that people are going to tell you are great personalities. You're going to realize how good Eli and Peyton are at what they did.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not that easy to sit there through a 3-hour football game and be entertaining and funny, and then do it again next week, and then do it again the week after. Eli and Peyton, look, every line isn't going to hit, by the way. I think you're in comedy, you know that. But do you think I'm wrong? That there's going to be a lot of spin-offs of this
yes.
Eli and Peyton model?
We've already seen it. They're doing it with Sunday Night Baseball.
Are they?
Yes.
Well,
they did it with
and the WNBA.
The Yankees. Michael K. Alex Rodriguez did one.
Really?
The opening weekend or the second week.
So is it an alternative listen?
Of the season. It was on ESPN2.
Okay.
They did it with the title game.
The college
women's championship game.
Interesting.
Sue Bird, Dan Taurasi, which is pretty entertaining.
And they just had him sitting in a living room somewhere? Set?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%. This is something that television is going to do all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't think it's as easy as those two guys made it look. First of all, when you're first, there's nothing to compare you to. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, it's different. I got to get a taste for it. And then you watch it and you go, huh. In their case, they were pretty good. Now, not all of you liked them, and that's cool. Not all of you like listen to us, and not all of you like listen. I mean, that's fine. But I think you're going to find those two are pretty good, and that is really, really hard. I mean, I'd like to try it. I'm not going to lie. I'd like to try that for 3 hours. But watching it, I thought the guest piece to it was really good. But yeah, you're going to see that. All right. There's going to be the NFL and
You're right. You're right though. It's only on Amazon exclusively next season. And if you don't have a membership, you can't watch it.
So Ryan just said, is Amazon Thursday night? Is it Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit?
Yeah, and I think Pat McAfee.
That's interesting. So Al Michaels, Kirk Herbstreit. Wow. All right, that's an interesting team. Herbie's going to go do some NFL stuff. And then he'll go do game day somewhere. So he'll do Thursday night, get on his plane, go do game day, get on his plane, go do his game. That dude puts in some miles on the private plane. All right. But then there's going to be like what are you telling me? There's going to be a second cast, an alternative cast to go listen to? All right. So, but you're going to get that. More noise around the Debo thing yesterday and potential trades. And it's not tied to money and all that. Do you your gut telling you he ends up in San Francisco? Because mine does. Even though most of the time when guys say I want to get traded, they get traded. I think they figured this out.
It's on Debo Samuel in terms of what role does he want to have.
Oh.
This is not a money issue because it feels like San Francisco has been willing to come to the table, negotiate with Debo Samuel. It really does feel like a role issue where he became an all-pro player because of his extra usage from the backfield, but now he's also sitting there going, am I going to be able to get a couple extra years on my career? But I think it comes down to also what level is San Francisco going to pay him at? Because I don't see Debo Samuel surpassing Devontae Adams
nor should he, by the way,
at this moment in time.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's crazy that he would be in that conversation because of his overall offensive usage.
Well, and you could look, he hasn't earned that yet. He's got 2 years as opposed to their veteran status. But by the same token, then you would argue, well, then his best year's in front of him, then pay him now. I mean, I can get the argument where look at what he has become. Look at, to your point, the usage on him, and he's got more years. And the other argument on the other side is, I mean, they're getting paid for what they've done. They've earned that. They are the best in the game. They've earned this salary. And how many years elite do you think does, I don't care, pick one. Does it Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill at the elite level, how much do they have left?
You feel that if someone like Debo Samuel would have a few more years.
Well, who would
but
you want
it comes
more?
down to the
You want to start
into the usage rate.
All right, you're looking. You got a young quarterback.
Hmm?
Say you are, I don't know. Say you're Jacksonville. You got a young quarterback. You think you got your guy. Who do you want? You want Devontae Adams. You want Debo Samuel. You want Tyreek Hill. You get one. You can pay one. Who do you want?
Could pay one of
You're,
those.
you're looking at a 5-year plan here. You're not looking at this year.
5 years?
Well, you're looking, right? 3 to 5 years.
Debo Samuel.
I think that might be right. Yeah. All right, Dave Pilipovich is coming up next, the assistant to Lobo basketball coach, Richard Pitino, the former Air Force coach. He's going to be with us. It was announced yesterday that he is coming back, so we're going to have a conversation with him when we return. Get your home summer ready. You can spring into summer with new space, an updated kitchen, new patio, pool, a whole new look. Kirtland Federal Credit Union has the tools to help you get it done. Whatever your goal is, Kirtland Federal Credit Union's got product and personal service that can get you there. If you're planning for retirement, you can invest in retirement, and it starts at Kirtland's Financial Services. Talk to an advisor today. Start walking the path to a confident future. Looking to improve that home? Turn the value of your home into cash. You can use it for home improvements and upgrades. If you're looking to buy a new home, choose from a wide variety of mortgage programs and partner with a team of friendly and knowledgeable mortgage experts. And looking to buy a car? Competitive rates, unbeatable service. They'll help you drive away in the vehicle you want with payments you can live with. What can they do to help you today? Kirtland Federal Credit Union's got you covered. Stop by any branch or visit them online at kirtlandfcu.org. kirtlandfcu.org. Membership eligibility required. See your membership representative for complete details.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit CarCrafters.
Transfer portal and looking at all kinds of different things, and then you got a release yesterday, Lobo fan, that I think most of you are pretty excited about. Dave Pilipovich is rejoining Lobo basketball, special assistant to Lobo men's basketball coach Richard Pitino. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls in a little bit. Former Air Force coach and former member of Paul Weir's staff. Spent last year coaching in the G League and many years in the Mountain West. And one of the most respected names, certainly in this part of the country, but I think in college basketball throughout the country. Dave Pilipovich joins the show. Welcome back, Dave. How you living?
Hey, thanks so much. I'm excited to be back, and everything is great. We're currently in Bee Cave near Austin, Texas, and it's hot and humid.
Yep. It's hot and dry and going to be like, I don't know what they're telling me today, 60 mile an hour. The golf ball is going to be tough to control today. It's 60 mile an hour winds today. But it'll be tough. Hey, so this is an interesting one, and I'm not going to tell you I saw this coming. We spoke with you when you were here last, and you talked about your excitement, and you never got to coach a game in the pit on the good guy side, right? So finally you will?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited about that. It was that was an interesting season and a lot of challenges for a lot of people, not just the Lobo basketball program, but not being able to coach a game in the pit was hard for the players for sure. And as myself being down there, I was looking forward to sitting on that near bench rather than a far bench, and so hopefully it'll happen this time.
So why come back? What made this right? What made this the right situation for you?
You know, it was Coach Pitino and his staff that are outstanding in the direction of the program, and a great opportunity. You know, I have a lot of respect, obviously, for New Mexico basketball and the tradition, the history, and the current program and where it's going. And I have a lot of respect for the Mount West Conference. Obviously, last year was a very successful year with 4 teams going into postseason play. And I think the league is just getting better and better and stronger with great players and talented players and administrations who are committed to the game and some very talented coaches.
Dave, J.J. Buck here. What do you like about where the program is going right now, and just even in just 1 year what Richard Pitino has been able to put together?
You know, their style of play, talented players that they have and then are adding to the roster, I think maybe, and I'm on the outside looking in right now until I get there, but they have a very talented backcourt that offensively is very explosive and had some great games this season, and will just come back stronger next year.
Of course, Dave, you spent last year you're coaching the Spurs Summer League team. You spent time with the Austin Spurs, their G League affiliate. What was that experience like for you, and what were some of the things that you were able to learn even at this point of your career?
You know, it was an awesome experience. Starting in the summer, we went to Utah and Las Vegas and played in the Summer League and get a chance to work with their current players and some of the young players. And just the organization, obviously, with 5 championships and Coach Pop, who won a gold medal last year. Just the class organization that treats everybody the right way and does things the right way. The culture there is unbelievable. Getting to experience that and then getting an opportunity to play with a shorter shot clock and some different defensive rules and some talented players gives you a different perspective maybe of some of the things that you can do at the collegiate level and borrow a few things that they do at the NBA level. And that was a really, really unique experience. And got a chance to spend some time with a former Lobo, Anthony Mathis, and he was with us for majority of the season before a trade, and he ended up in Dallas. But every time he missed a shot, he'd come out and I'd say, "Damn, excuse my language." I said, "You never did that when I played against you."
Yeah, but now you're with me. I'm going to guarantee you, Dave, he missed 1 or 2 against you, by the way. Just the stats will tell me that. You just don't remember those because they weren't many. Dave Pilipovich is with us. Hey, you say a different perspective. So what is that perspective? You've been in college basketball for so many years. To go to the pro level, what is the different perspective? What did you learn about players and maybe even modern players that you didn't know a year ago?
You know, the biggest thing is they all want to get better. They all want to get better and improve their craft and continue to play and expand their careers. But the biggest thing I think I got was the work ethic of the players who are now making money. College players are doing that too now, but making money for a living and playing professionally. Their attitude, their business-like approach, the way they come in each day to try to get better, and it just may be the littlest things that can take them over the top, that can give that 10-day contract to a full contract in the NBA, or can take them from a G League player to a full NBA player, or maybe take them from G League to Europe, and they are not an NBA player. But what do they need to do? How do they need to do it? And what little things can they improve in their game that separates them from some of the others? And then probably the biggest thing I learned is sometimes less is more. You know, the NBA is really big on minutes played in games and minutes on a practice floor, and that's monitored greatly by the parent club and sent down through to the G League team, and to keep them off their feet and keep them fresh. And again, their season is a little bit longer. We play 50-plus games. The NBA is 82-plus with playoffs, so that's more than a 30-plus college season. But that was the biggest thing I thought going back. You know, if I ever was a head coach again and was doing things a little different, maybe less is more is the approach.
Yeah, so do you bring that now back to the college game? Does that change what you're going to be able to do, and maybe even your approach as a coach, or in this case, the special assistant to the coach, but how you approach college athletes now?
You know, I think that, whatever coach wants, I'm going to be there for them. Whatever the staff needs, I'll be there for them. And again, they're very talented, and I respect Coach Pitino so much and what he's done. I followed his career and the assistants we have exchanged at times, playing against each other, wherever they may have been. But maybe some of the suggestions and ideas I can throw at them from my experience, and maybe will help, or maybe it reinforces what they're doing is different and is correct, and the way some of the other approaches just don't fit into the program or the personnel. So just some of the more ideas I think can help, and always some things you can throw at the table.
Dave Pilipovich joining us here on the opening drive, coming back to the University of New Mexico. And Dave, when you look at the experience with kind of the professional players, and you touched on it, the college game for student athletes is changing. Do you think that will help kind of deal with the new direction that we are seeing college athletics go, where there's a lot more pro-like opportunities for the student athletes?
I think so. I think we're moving into that era. I think we're moving into that change for sure, and I think those experiences can definitely help. Now, it's changed. College basketball, college athletics in general has changed from 5 years ago, correct, from 10 years ago, and you have to change with the times and keep up, and anything that you can add to enhance their experience while they're on campus, because now their days on campus are a little bit shorter, whether it's a transfer or whether it's leaving early to take an opportunity of a professional opportunity. So it is a little bit different than it was a few years ago.
I think this league itself is different than it was a few years ago. When you were head coach at Air Force, I look around the league now and what Nico's done at Colorado State, the success that Leon, and he was there up in Boise. San Diego State's retooling like they always do, but it feels like they keep finding players. And here you are in a situation now where when I'm listening to outside conversations, New Mexico is almost an afterthought in some of those. And you're coming into a program now where I know Richard's trying to bring it back. You're part of it. How does this program get back into prominence where it was a decade ago in this league, and where Lobo fans certainly feel it belongs?
I think it's getting there. It's getting back. It's we're all in that drive-through era right now where you just want it so quick, right? And it doesn't happen that way because, as you just mentioned, all those other programs are getting better too. They're enhancing their facilities. They're enhancing their budgets financially. They're getting better players. But you just look at New Mexico. Coach Pitino's been successful where he's been. He has a championship plan in place. He's got a staff that's very talented. They're adding to the roster and making it more competitive and taking it to the top of the league. And then you're playing in a community that embraces the university more than some of those others that you mentioned in the conference. It's an unbelievable fan base that's very knowledgeable about the sport, that supports their athletes tremendously. It's a program that when you walk into the arena, you see championship banners hanging in the rafters, so it has done it before, so it can be done again. It just takes a little bit of time, takes a little bit of growing together and bringing the right pieces in that mesh and play well together, and I think great days are ahead.
Do you know what your role is? It's an interesting title, special assistant to the head coach, so I guess that means, I know you said earlier, whatever they want me to do. What's your role, do you know?
Well, we've talked a little bit about that, and I'm sure when we get there we'll define that a little bit better. But again, anything the coach needs and staff needs, I'm there. But again, it'll be, looking back on my experiences of sitting in that seat, because it's a lot easier when you don't sit in that seat, believe me. But when you sit in that seat and you have a chance to make some final decisions, and some of my basketball background of where I've been and how we've done it, maybe, why'd you do that? Can we implement that here? Or, you did that, but it doesn't fit us. Can you tell us why? Those type of things, we can bounce some ideas off each other and observing how things are going, and just have another set of eyes of watching film, watching practice, and breaking down our opponents. All those things come together, and I'm excited to get started.
Well, looking forward to having you in town, and you got to close up things there, pack up the house, get yourself here. But it's good to have you back, Dave. Always enjoy the conversation. Appreciate you spending some time with us this morning. Congratulations on the new gig, and we'll see you here in Albuquerque here in a week or two.
Well, thanks so much. I've always enjoyed listening to you guys. And, hey, if anyone ever gets sick one day and you need someone to fill in, I'm ready.
You know what? If one of us is on the road or something, JJ, I'm traveling in 2 weeks. All right, we'll be in touch. I promise,
there you
Dave.
Go.
All right.
Thanks,
be well,
now.
Dave.
Take care.
Dave Pilipovich. Good dude, smart guy, good coach, well-respected. That feels like a tremendous addition to the staff.
Yes, it was the first time around, and it is the second time around.
Yeah, I think that's right. I hope you enjoyed that. You can respond at whatever you heard there 505-246-0610. And I don't know, JJ or maybe me will have a new fill-in co-host. How's Grandma and Ned going to feel about that? Or A-Marie, for that matter. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 630 Sports Animal.
Police and emergency crew are
.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All about
Uh-oh, not yet. You didn't like Dave Pilipovich, did you?
It was awesome.
All right. I thought he was really good. Very polished. Ryan just said he's very, very, what did he say, very well trained. He's just, that's who that guy is, though. Look,
Yeah.
you spend that many years, first of all, coaching at Air Force, right? You're going to be pretty buttoned up. He's a damn good coach. By
Said
every
damn.
account. What?
He said damn.
He did say damn. And by the way, yeah, I meant to ask him more about Anthony Mathis. I mean, he fed it to us, and I fumbled that. But I wanted to get kind of a feel on how Anthony was playing it, and that would have been the guy.
Good chance to catch up.
Yeah.
TBT around the corner. He's
Yeah.
back playing with the enchantment.
Yeah, yeah. And Anthony was
this summer.
Yeah. So we'll reach out to him. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Lady Lobo disconnect, says James. Jeff, all I hear from Philly fans is bigs, but all the roster movements is guards, and more guards. Look, there's a million guards out there. It's hard to find bigs right now. Everybody's looking for them. Everybody's recruiting them. And I think that's what you're finding. You know, look, Boise State got one. The one boy, the transfer from Kansas, the kid who's coming off the knee surgery, supposedly was their first ever 5-star recruit at Boise State. I mean, they are thrilled. But everybody's still in the big business. Everybody's still in the recruitment.
There's still a lot of movement, and when you look at, Maya Brown, the former Cibola Cougar, shout out, go Cougs.
Whoop, whoop.
Coming back home, there's a lot to prove. She tore her ACL earlier in her collegiate career. She had some multiple knee injuries. So this is one where she's coming back. She wants to prove she can still play basketball at a high level. I'm sure she feels that there's still a lot of potential that she hasn't been able to achieve playing Division I basketball because of the knee injuries. And I'm excited to see what she brings to the table, especially, the chance to have another ball handler, because the one thing this team just hasn't had is a backup ball handler. De La Cerda did a really good job last year stepping up in those moments. But if, Maya Brown can, back up Tora Duff, and now we'll see what happens with Anaya Ogman going into her sophomore season, because Ogman and Brown are very similar players. They're long, they're athletic.
I like Maya Brown.
They're defensive-minded players.
But Ogman was.
And so how do you add them to Tora and Tay, who are really good shooters, and now you have some balance attacking defensive players on the perimeter?
Where's the ceiling on Ogman? Because the few minutes I watched her play, especially at the tournament, I'm like, wow. Like I love the athleticism, I love the intensity, I love the passion with which she played, and it feels like she should be the next one to break out.
Yeah, I think it just really comes down to understanding the offense, because she's going to be more of a true point guard player. She's not a great shooter. But we've seen
what to shoot.
Yeah, what does Mike Bradbury do?
Yeah.
He develops shooters because she has length and athleticism that does play at this level.
Rudy, good morning to you. How are you?
I'm doing good. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
I think that's really exciting news. She was a kid that everybody wanted her to go to UNM. She made her decision. She went to Florida State. She got hurt, but it sounds like she's doing a lot better, and it sounds like she spent this year rehabbing. So I always want a Brown playing for the Lobos. If she's half as good as her dad, that's exciting. And what can you say about Filipovich? I don't know how that came about, but that's an excellent hire. He knows more about Mountain West basketball than just about anybody, so he's going to help with the competitiveness, the scouting, just everything. That's a huge get for UNM basketball.
I think so.
And like you said, everybody else is trying to get better, right?
Everybody's in the market right now, man. Everybody, you guys are all recruiting the same players. If you look at what's the transfer from Texas Tech? Doggone it, Ogbo, I think is his name. His final three: Boise State, New Mexico, Nevada. Pick your order, right? All Mountain West teams. Everybody's recruiting the same dudes right now. And what do you got, and what are your relationships?
Yep. Well, I just happened to be in Ruth Chris last Friday, and in walks Coach Patino, and he was in there with Morris, Udeze. Is that how his name's pronounced? The guy from Wichita State.
Yeah, and I think New Mexico's in his final 8 or something.
Yeah, he was, I got a chance to talk to him. They had everybody there. They had the full court press on for him.
Good.
And, of course, when you're taking him to Ruth's Chris, you're putting on the dogs. So I'm sure he got a nice steak out of the deal at a minimum, but that would be a great get. And you just have to keep working until you get a a big guy, but I think when you have guards like that, it's a lot easier to attract a big guy because he wants to be able to know that he's going to get the ball in good position, and that's where good guards help. So,
well, look, you've got 2 and maybe 3, assuming Jalen's coming back. You've got 3 because I'm putting Donovan Dent in there. If he's half as good as everybody tells me he is, you got 3 dynamic guards coming back, plus KJ Jenkins and if Taryn Todd can develop.
Well, on the Dent kid, I mean, how can you get all those accolades and not be good?
Yeah, that's my feel.
There's so much talent in California that this wasn't a hand me. He earned it. And what did his coach say in the paper? He goes, if there's 25 better players in the country right now, I want to see them.
Yeah.
So everything is really exciting, and I really appreciate a guy that comes in so fired up and is really trying to recruit at the highest level possible, and that's what Pitino's doing, and I think it's going to pay off.
Yeah. And I know you're just waiting. Everybody just wants to see, who it's going to be, and nobody's got patience, and I understand it. But like to JJ's point, there's a lot of guys that are still out there. The recruiting process is still going on. I know you want to see it happen now, and you want to know who it is. But there'll be bigs in here. Who will they be? I can't tell you the answer yet, but I think they're going to be okay.
I got plenty of patience, And by the way, we got to go out and hit the links, and we got to get that letter. I got it ready. I know you've been really busy, but just give me a shout and let's get together soon.
Yeah, I'm home next week. That's good. Thank you, Rudy.
Great.
All right.
Okay.
See you.
Yeah. Have a great weekend.
See you. You too. 505-246-0610. The patience is kind of gone into the recruiting season now too, huh? I mean, nobody's got patience in regards to how quickly I'm going to turn my program around. Hell with 2 years and 3 years. I want it now. Never mind 2 months to get me my big. I want them now, right? I mean, that's kind of what it's turned into.
College basketball, it's 2-year windows now. No one's waiting around 3 or 4 years.
And it makes it a tough gig, man. It makes it a really, really tough job. And it's nobody's got patience, and I'm not telling you should anymore. I know I've told you for years you got to have patience and wait around for 3-4 years. It's this like. Does that turn this into a really big year for Richard Pitino, or are you going to give him 3 years? Because I think where this program was, with all due respect, you got to give this guy at least 3 years to turn this thing around. Now, there's got to be progress this year, right? You want progress this year. Mm-hmm. But again, and I don't even know how anybody can give me these mock March Madness brackets, or here's my college basketball rankings for next year. Like you don't know what anybody's roster looks like. You haven't had the draft yet. You know who's declaring. The transfer portal's still wide open.
10 to 15 teams you could feel good about.
Well, you're always going to tell me Gonzaga and Duke and Carolina and
especially because Baycott and Love are coming back.
Okay.
Pencil them in.
All right. But in this league.
Is it, which one? Which one of the, is it Juzang or Hawkes? One of them is coming back, one of them's going pro.
Okay.
Things like that.
I think it's Hawkins coming back, Juzang going pro, I think, for UCLA. But in this league, do you have any idea how teams are going to be constructed?
Nevada doesn't even have a roster right now.
Nevada's got everybody in their transfer portal, right? I mean, so I don't know, but you want them to be competitive in this league. But does Pitino, how much pressure does he get this year from Lobo fan to be competitive? They finished 9th last year, right where they were picked. What's going to be, again, okay for Lobo fan to feel like you're moving in the right direction this year? 5th? 4th? 3rd? Where? Tell me.
5th.
5th? Because I didn't do that. Tell me, damn it, tell me.
Oh yes. Sorry.
Who the hell are you?
Tell me.
But I mean, do you have a pulse on Lobo fan? Because I'm going to tell you, this is not. You watch everybody else get better. You're not used to a league where New Mexico and UNLV are in the bottom half, and Boise State and Colorado State are up at top. Like, what the hell was that, right? And San Diego State's still up there too.
And those schools have gotten better at maintaining.
Yeah. Yes, they got programs. Now, it took time. There was a lot of patience at those two schools. There was a lot of patience with Leon Rice. Nico got it turned around pretty quick, but it's not like he took over something that was garbage. This program was in a tough spot when Richard took it over. It was a total rebuild. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Get into the stuff from last night. You can respond to Dave Pilipovich. I got a bunch of emails. Oh, maybe I should open the text line. Well, maybe I should. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco. For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at
610 KNML Albuquerque, the sports animal.
7 o'clock in the morning.
7 a.m. where have you been? 7 a.m. where is your brother?
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bond.
Is that all right if I smile a little bit on a Friday? I mean,
yes.
JJ, I've been trying to remind JJ to don't respond to the flow of one, right? Don't water the rocks, and have a little positive conversation. Merry Friday to you. The end of your work week is now here. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in, 888-922-0610. Your emails come in at jeff@sportsanimалabq.com, jj@sportsanimалabq.com. What do you point, Matt?
Well, I did have a texter.
Yeah.
Said Bradbury should be happy. The Kavner twins.
Yes.
Transferred
to Miami.
And they are going to Miami, which makes a ton of sense.
Yes. Yeah.
They'll bring that brand to a team that went on quite the run last year.
Miami
won the,
yeah.
I think they won the ACC tournament or got close because they were in the NCAA tournament. They were definitely a thorn in the side of the Lobos last season.
Well, they were. The text line also said New Mexico State, Peak, Avery, and Oliver are back. Is that it? So it's just 3. I mean, that's you're gonna have a whole new look down there. It's gonna be interesting to see how Greg Heyer can recruit, and what they can be. It will be. I'm not mistaken, right? It's their final year in the WAC before going over to Conference USA. I believe one more year in the WAC, and then they'll go play Conference USA. Look, everybody looks different. And Conference USA, look, I don't know what Conference USA is going to look like when they get there. Grand Canyon's bulking up. If you haven't noticed, last year Sam Houston got better, Utah Valley got better, Seattle got a lot better. The WAC, out of the
third do moving forward?
Who?
The Western Athletic Conference.
Well, so they're just losing too. They lose. There'll be a Texas, Utah-based league, right?
Well, Sam Houston State.
Lamar
and left.
Lamar did leave. Lamar went back to the Southland. Yeah.
They're like, we don't like it here. This is
well,
very
they went
difficult.
0-14.
We're going to go back to the Southland.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I mean, they went 0-14 for crying out loud. It was hard. I'm trying to find. So they'll be like Abilene Christian, right? Dixie State, Utah Valley. I think the team that's going to really try to figure it out is going to be Grand Canyon. So it'll be what's going to be left is Seattle, Stephen F. Austin, Grand Canyon, Abilene Christian, Utah Valley, Tarleton, who's Billy Gillespie. Cal Baptist sticks out like a sore thumb there because they're the only Southern California team. Dixie State, UTRGV, Chicago State's leaving, right?
Yes.
And Lamar's leaving, so they lose Lamar, Chicago State, New Mexico State, Sam Houston State. So they lose 4. I mean, they got a league. But to your point, they lose the chunk. And Grand Canyon's just sitting there just going, what are we doing now, right? Grand Canyon and New Mexico State were, I don't know, am I looking at it through distorted lenses where the premier programs in that league?
Well, they were.
Not just
now,
basketball.
If you're Grand Canyon, you kind of revert back to the last few years before they joined the WAC. And New Mexico State was just out there doing the best they can, going to the NCAA tournament.
I can see Grand Canyon going to the West Coast Conference at some point. Now, they're a for-profit faith-based school where all the other schools, not all of them now, most of the other schools, almost all of them, are in the West Coast Conference, private faith-based schools. But I could see Grand Canyon going there. The West Coast Conference is at 10 right now, and I don't know who they would add if they want. I mean, do you need to be an even number anymore? In basketball, I don't know that you do.
You don't have to.
I mean, it helps for travel partners. I don't know who they would take. Would they take a Big West school? I mean, the Big West is mostly public UC and Cal State schools. Who's the premier program in the Big West outside of Hawaii? I mean, I don't know that there is one, right? I mean, there's not. You would pick your sport. You would say in baseball, Cal State Fullerton and UC Santa Barbara, and Long Beach State. Cal Poly would be as far as. I mean, they've got a bunch of wonderful educational institutions, but it's all UC schools and Cal State schools. So I don't know that they would find something there. But if Grand Canyon went to the West Coast Conference and you went to 11, I think 11's doable. You don't need to go to an even number, do you?
You don't have to.
All right. 505-246-0610. It's a Friday. You want a Thomas Edward Brady update? I don't. But I want my NBA update. Hello, Edward. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for taking my call. I've been coached vigorously to be succinct, so I'll just do my best. You know, I know the guys upstairs with bad haircuts, cheap suits, and limited vocabulary like to run the show, so I'll do my best to appease them.
Well, that appeased them. I'm certain that comment right there appeased them well. So.
Hey, I say it in jest. They're there for a reason. I'm sure they're dynamic, talented individuals in corporate America.
100% they are.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Cheap suits and bad haircuts. But hey, let me say this: the NBA. What we're learning real quick, just watching the NBA playoffs, KD and Kyrie are learning real quick. It's a little different when you don't join a 73-win team, and there's other players that spread the floor and make things wide open for you to hit wide open jumpers. And I still think they have a really good chance to win this series. They lost on the last second shot, and they blew a pretty significant lead in Game 2, and I think they'll respond at home. And Kyrie's finding it a little bit different when LeBron isn't triple-teamed and you're wide open on the wing, even though they're both great, dynamic, phenomenal offensive players. But it's a little bit different. I think Kevin Durant's goal was to show that he could do it himself and be the lead character, and it's been a struggle. So I think we're in for a dogfight. You know, I didn't get the Super Bowl dream matchup I wanted this past year with Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers and New England Patriots, because you know Tampa basically couldn't read basic defensive coverages and blew 17 of them in the Rams game. And New England was just New England. They just weren't good enough. But I'm hoping for an NBA dream matchup with Luka dunk on chicks and Tyler Hero. You're my hero. And I'm just hoping it happens. I think it'd be awesome. But you know what we're going to see? We're going to see the Warriors and Steph Curry win his 4th championship, because that team is a machine. That is a machine. Hey, brief rumor I heard with A. Marie, who's going to be A. Marie Murray soon in Vegas next week.
That's correct.
Not only is that lighting up trophy going to be the crescendo of their marriage, but it's also going to double as a fondue during the reception. So
as it should.
Polish it up there, A. Marie. I want to make sure you get full use, and it's a dual threat lighted up trophy. Anyway, trying to be succinct, appease the powers that be. Maybe they could afford a little bit nicer, haircut. And
really
suits.
nice suits, man. I'm just going to tell you, they're very well dressed. Very well
I'm sure
dressed.
they are. Hey, tell them if they respond. I'm just joking. I say it in levity.
You just told them.
And they're dynamic, talented men.
Later. Enjoy the weekend. See ya. Yeah, they dress well. Our front office staff, don't they?
I agree.
And I think, the haircuts.
And
I'm the last guy that's gonna talk about anybody's haircut. I guess it's kind of a blind spot for me. I'm not qualified to judge haircuts. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Well, you had hair.
I did once. Yeah.
That had to
And I
look
think
good.
it's
'cause you're on
okay that the
television.
bosses say have good, quick takes. I think that's okay, y'all.
Yeah, come in, have good, quick takes. You want to take Jay now, or you want me to take the break now?
Go ahead, take Jay.
All right, Jay with his good, quick take. Hello, Jay.
Hey, how's it going,
Good.
gentlemen?
What's happening?
So when you're discussing the WCC, you kind of forgot that BYU's leaving for the Big 12.
Yeah, that's a good, really very. I did not mention that. So that doesn't drop him down to 9. So yes,
That drops them right to 9. And there were rumors out there that Seattle was the other school that was going to join Grand
Seattle
Canyon,
makes
but-
sense too in there. And if you look at it, just the geography, and they are already up in the Northwest with Portland. They expanded when they added Pacific out of the Big West a few years ago. I thought that surprised me a little bit that was somebody they reached for. But all right, so you're saying Seattle and Grand Canyon, or just Seattle?
I'm saying actually it'll just probably be Grand Canyon. I don't think Seattle has the facilities, but with BYU leaving to the Big 12, that opens a slot
Yeah,
for
that's
somebody.
and I don't know why I was just staring at it. It didn't click to me. Yes, you're 100% right. I think Grand Canyon fits into that mold. I just don't know where Grand Canyon, as a for-profit university, when the presidents of these schools sit down, how that plays. And I think when we have conversations on Sports Talk Radio about composition of conferences, and specifically the Pac-12, but other, these decisions are made by presidents of the universities, not athletic directors. They're made by academic-minded people, and they want their peers to live up to whatever they think their standards are. Does Grand Canyon fit with the academic standards that these institutions feel that they are? And I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, that's the question. That's going to be the $1 billion question. So
Billion. Well, millions in their case. Probably
billion,
millions.
probably.
Yeah. All right, Jay. Appreciate you.
All right, thank you,
That's
gentlemen.
a great point, and I hadn't thought of that. With BYU's
We don't
leaving a
have
hole
enough space in the studio to keep track of all the conference realignment that we need.
No.
Like, connect this school to Conference USA, going back to Southland.
That's on me, just looking at it. I mean, it's obvious BYU's leaving. So they're down to 9. So the West Coast Conference, you've got to believe, will expand, right?
Yeah, they'll be looking.
So Grand Canyon, I mean, it almost
your
feels
application now.
obvious, doesn't it? It almost feels that's the obvious spot.
You can make Arizona West Coast. BYU was.
Well, they're Pacific time. Yeah, BYU was. I mean, they're more West Coast than BYU.
Who knows what time zone they are?
They're Pacific time zone half the year. West Coast Conference is Gonzaga, which is in Spokane. So you put Seattle makes actually a lot of sense as a travel partner. You got St. Mary's and Santa Clara in the Bay Area, and San Francisco. So you got 3 Bay Area schools. Portland's in the Northwest. 3 Southern California schools in San Diego, Loyola, and Pepperdine, and then Pacific is in Stockton, which is in kind of Central California. I think Grand Canyon makes sense, and if you want to tell me Grand Canyon, Seattle, I'm in. That makes a lot of sense. Now, what does that do to the WAC? It makes them a Texas and Utah-based conference, right? Isn't that crazy, man? The WAC was the thing around here for so many years. Was the WAC. When New Mexico State got into the WAC, it was a big deal. And now it's going to be like Tarleton State and Cal Baptist and Dixie State, UTRGV. You'll never mention the WAC again after next year, right? I mean, honestly.
They will go away.
Yeah. 505-246-0610. Thanks for remembering you listened to the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud.
This is 95.9 FM and AM 610.
The Sports Animal.
All right, time to go to the email machine, see what it is that you are saying this morning. Good morning to you, Merry Friday. Ho! I know a ho. I'm just kind of hoeing when I want.
I feel you're going to have the record-breaking hoe today. I feel it.
I don't know. I don't know that I feel that in me. The text line says the West Coast Conference will probably take Grand Canyon, but look out for Cal Baptist, which makes more sense than Seattle. You think? Maybe. Maybe they fit that mold a little bit more. Do they need another Southern California school? I guess they could. Then they'd have Pepperdine, Cal Baptist, San Diego, and Loyola. And you could travel partner San Diego and Cal Baptist from San Diego to Riverside. You've got travel partner in Loyola and Pepperdine in Malibu and LA, and literally, probably, I don't know, as the crow flies, probably 15 miles maybe apart from each other. They'll probably take you an hour and a half to get that 15 miles in Southern California. But that's all right. I'll listen to that. I don't. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I think Grand Canyon though is probably almost. I mean, as I sit here, it makes an absolute athletic sense to go to that league now. Where the president's going to be in regards to accepting them as a pure academic institution. It also says on the text line, you're giving Patino a pass. Greg Heyer also is in complete rebuild at New Mexico State by needing to bring in 12 new players and no returning starters. Yet he's expected to win the WAC and go back to the dance. I don't know, is he?
Yes.
Just because it's New Mexico State?
And it's a conference.
Well, let's see what his roster looks like. I don't know how you can sit here right now and tell me you expect New Mexico State to win and go back with a new coach and an absolute new roster, other than just saying, well, it's New Mexico State and they're playing the WAC. I would tell you I would think Heyer gets a pass as well.
This season, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know that you have to lump them together. I think they're too exclusive.
Is a pass for Patino? I have higher expectations than I think you do for him in year 2.
Okay, look, if they finish 9th again in that league, it's gonna get a little uncomfortable around here, right? Now, does that mean they have to finish 2nd or 1st around here next? Like if you tell me they finish 4th, 5th next year, 6th, right? 5th is a magic number because you get a first round bye in that tournament. But you want to see improvement. If you finish 9th in that league next year, and I say that league, and not as if it's some sort of easy league, it's not, but you're in that league, and so you're here to compete and win championships. If he finishes 9th again, it's going to get uncomfortable.
It is. And the top, here's the thing, it's take away what happened in March, because that was rough for the Mountain West Conference. It's if you're finishing 5th or 4th in the Mountain West, like Boise State, Colorado State, San Diego State, Wyoming are still going to be good programs.
UNLV's getting some
UNLV,
recruits. Fresno State,
10-8. Fresno State, in there. Like, so the depth up top is
You
different.
figure Alford's
So
going to find
even
recruits,
with-
right?
Yeah, so even with all the turnover at New Mexico State,
Yeah.
you're looking at, all right, it's Grand Canyon, and you think Sam Houston State can get up there and get them.
Utah Valley,
So
Seattle, whatever.
There's less teams for them to jump even in 1 year.
I think Tarleton's going to get better with Billy Gillespie there. At some point, they're going to start showing you some progress.
So the expectations are a little different for the Aggies. I'm not going to hold Greg Heyer to the fire in year one. And I think both, but he gets it.
Well, I think
he understands what you step into at New Mexico State. Is this the biggest turnover they've had
at New Mexico State?
When you go back and look over the
player-wise
coaching changes,
I don't know how it gets much more much bigger than turning over all but 3 of a 15-player roster. I'm going to guess. I don't know the statistics. I'll lean on Charlie down there a little bit. But I don't know how much bigger of a turnover you can ever have than turning all but 3 of your 15 players around.
That's when Minzies to where to Jans. I don't think we ever saw this kind of roster upheaval. Just the timing, you're one of your best players going pro, another eligibility, the transfer portal.
One going to the Big 12, one going to the SEC. So I mean, obviously that's an Aggie fan. Oh, I mean, those are exclusive. I think Heyer gets a. I mean, you decide what a pass means. Now, can he finish 9th in the WAC? You're gonna have a problem if he finishes 9th in the WAC. And well, Jeff, you told me the WAC was a good league. Yeah. The WAC was, I think, what did net rankings have him at, like 13th out of the 32 leagues, right? The WAC wasn't as bad as you want to believe it is, but it wasn't as good as the Mountain West. It just wasn't. And so, 9th in the Mountain West was and the Mountain West was just a different league than the WAC. I've told you.
So Stephen F. Austin, Seattle, New Mexico State, all were 14-4 this season. Seattle's best player just went to San Diego State.
That's right.
So we'll have
Trammell.
Well, oh, man. And in these conversations, when does college basketball season start? What's
November.
So November 1st, we'll have this discussion
right,
about what to expect when you know what all these rosters look like.
Yeah, I just, it's such a crapshoot there. We're just throwing, it's like when I watch lacrosse practice and coaches throw all your sticks in the middle and that's how he divides teams. He throws one stick here, one right, one left. It's kind of what I feel like watching teams. All these players are in the middle and you're just, guys, you don't know where they're going to be. I don't know what rosters are going to look like. But I will tell you to the texter, finishing 9th in the WAC is going to be a tough sell. Not that finishing 9th in the Mountain West was an easy sell, because it wasn't. But in year 2, and I'm not telling you it would be fireable. I would, unless something crazy happens, Richard Pitino will get a 3rd and a 4th year. But I think it's going to get more uncomfortable around here if the Lobos finish 9th again in year 2. But JJ, if Aggies finish 9th in that league, it'll be uncomfortable down there too, no matter how much of a pass you want to give Greg Heyer.
Yes.
Going in that league, going into Conference USA, it'll be tough. You guys, the last time New Mexico State finished 9th in a league.
In basketball?
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. So that's all I'm saying. But they are different. Where's this one? Wedding. All right, this is for you, I think. Ken says, wedding, ? Jeff. So let me get this straight. Amory wants to do it during Balloon Fiesta when the weather is going to be lousy because it's every year that week. Rental cars are $500 a day. Restaurants are jammed. The nearest hotel availability is in Socorro. Makes perfect sense to me. It's from Ken.
Well, thank God, Ken, you don't have to come to my wedding.
Yeah, but it's too damn Saturday for him.
You know who our friends are?
And also,
I think they're worried about rental
So
car
Ken
prices.
just took himself off the list. Huh? He's like,
and it's going to be a fun wedding. And also, it's going to be on a Friday night because we don't interfere with football.
well, I appreciate that.
You appreciate
it. Fall weddings are hard, man. It's married
I
in
don't want to
fall.
get married in like summer or spring. Ugh.
I got an issue with I got invited to a.
Well, you guys are going to love our weddings. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I got
Oh,
a
we
September 9th or 10th.
Of course you're invited.
The UTEP weekend, the second weekend of football season in New Jersey,
my
I got invited
birthday.
to a wedding.
Ew.
And now all these things are popping up, and I got guys coming to town. I don't know that I'm going to be able to go back to this What do you mean? Ew. You're getting married like 3 weeks later. What the
Also-
hell's the difference?
Well, my birthday's September 9th, but that's like opening football weekend.
NFL weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to the game.
Yeah.
The Jets.
Yeah, they'll win the game.
Or the Giants.
Yeah.
Or the Eagles.
Exactly.
It's all close.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
It's all
It
close.
depends what part of Jersey you in. What exit? Is Joe
What
Piscopo?
exit?
You're from Jersey? I'm from Jersey. What exit?
Well, a lot of people are. This is like a destination wedding, and so a lot of people are dying to come to the Balloon Fiesta. So
See?
why not knock it out?
No, knock it all out. Just get your.
Of course, you guys
hotel.
are invited to my wedding.
We are?
Yeah, duh.
I don't know if I get a hotel that day.
You don't need
Rental
a
cars
hotel.
are $500 a day. I mean, how the hell am I supposed to get?
We're
up?
gonna figure out shuttles too.
That a girl.
It's at my aunt's backyard.
I mean, how am I supposed to get there?
Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll be able to get
I'm
there.
allergic to cats. It's Friday.
When do
I play
feel
golf
like,
on Friday.
I
Why
feel
am I
like
supposed to go on a
This
Friday
is the
and I
best
have a
part.
tea time?
This is the best part. People make weddings not about the people getting married. It's always about like not the people getting married.
Oh, I was thinking. Okay, I was thinking. Don't do September 9th.
That's my birthday.
Yeah. But that's that Friday, right? That's going to be the Boise State, New Mexico game.
Yeah,
on
we can't
Friday.
do that.
That's a Friday.
So we're gonna party at the Boise State, New Mexico game.
Yeah.
Henry's birthday.
Woo woo.
So that's morning cocktails
But-
during the show.
Yes.
I mean, TJ does it all the
Mimosas?
time. He has
Are we
freaking
not-
beer shows all the time. Why can't we?
Oh, I think on Fridays that should be a thing.
As
Maybe.
someone in my office about 3 weeks ago said, huh, "Well, it's noon somewhere." Okay.
Well, I think we should do it
sun
once
is
in a
up.
while, like on a Friday.
All right.
Let's go. Bloodies or mimosas?
I talked to the guy in the suit and the haircut.
Jeez Louise. Also, I feel like someone's going to be unhappy no matter when I choose my
Promise.
wedding.
Promise.
So.
Promise. It's like, when's your wedding? I don't know. When can you come? It's like Bill Bradshaw.
Off air, I'm going to tell you the details. It's gonna
What
be a lot
time's
of
the
fun.
game on Saturday? I don't know. What time can you make it? Come on by. 505-246-0610. Who's watching your home? Is it the bad guys? Well, there's a lot of bad guys out there watching a lot of homes and businesses. Hopefully you got the good guys protecting you. I do. Those good guys are IPS, International Protective Service. They've watched my home for years. I know you've seen their vehicles around town. IPS, who are they? It's a private security company that Aaron Jones started back in 2006 to provide some security for homeowners in Fort Hills. And here we are now all these years later, and homeowners and business owners all over Albuquerque trust IPS to protect what they have worked so hard to build. Look, Aaron's from here. He's passionate about making Albuquerque a safer place to live and to work by watching your home and your business with highly trained armed guards and 24-hour patrols. I've told you stories. I see them every day. Every day, whether I'm home, I see them on my security cameras outside the house. My next-door neighbors have now started using IPS. This is what they do. They look out for you. Bowl week, 3:30 something in the morning, the Friday, Saturday before the game. My phone, I missed a call, but they called the house. My brother was at the house. I was at the hotel. He left the garage door open. They sat out front and waited until he came down and closed the door. So my golf clubs did not get ripped off. That's what they do. They just protect and look out for you. Call them and see what they can do for you. 505-897-2420 is the number. 505-897-2420. Or visit them online. It's ipsglobal.com.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the pet supply superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence
like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated, with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dreams are stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite.
The sports animal.
Splash Brothers. Is Poole now a Splash Brother, or is he just a Splash cousin, as you said the other day? Primo. It's my primo in splashness. I mean, you could have 3 brothers, right? Yes, you could. Mom had another kid. Steve Kerr had another kid. Jordan Poole can splash him too now. How about that draft pick? 8th? Is that where they found him?
Late first round.
Late first round where they pick, because that's where they always pick. Well, but you gotta have draft picks, and you gotta, do you? All right, late first round. You don't always have to go buy your talent. You don't always have to go find it somewhere else. Jordan Poole had 27 last night for the Warriors in their 118-113 victory. He was the 28th overall pick in the 2019 draft out of Michigan. They developed him. I look at Golden State, Draymond Green drafted, Klay Thompson drafted, Jordan Poole drafted, and Steph Curry drafted, all by that team. They brought Andre Iguodala back. Now he's been all over the league. And they've made trades, right? They got Andrew Wiggins, who was a number 1 overall pick by Cleveland, and then they've developed players. I just, if you're looking at a model franchise, what's the model way to do it? I understand. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, A-Marie. I understand what's going on. And Kevin Durant went, you mentioned this earlier. Kevin Durant goes to Brooklyn and they bring in, they're trying to put a super team together, like LeBron has tried to do, and won a championship in Miami doing it, and won championship in Cleveland, however he did it. Well, what's the right way? If there's a model to what you're doing, I look what's going on in Dallas. A lot of those guys are homegrown, Luka, and he's not even playing and they're winning. Is Golden State the model, or are they the exception?
I think they're the exception.
Because there's no patience? Because it's kind of Philly tried to do it, right?
Time is your enemy in professional sports.
No doubt.
And just they hit on 3.
They hit on 3.
All 3 of their
now 4
franchise pieces. Now the 4th one.
Yeah.
Which immediately helped them win an NBA championship this season. Like, there's things that other franchises can take away, to draft and develop, but that is the exception.
Okay, so when people tell me, well, Steve Kerr's not that good. I mean, everybody could be good. Did he just get lucky that they hit on all these guys? Or did Steve Kerr and his staff play a part in developing these players? Steph was there, but didn't Kerr come in right when Draymond and Klay did, or a
They
year
were
after?
still young players.
Okay.
First, second.
So does he and that staff and that organization, and Mike Brown was there for a while. I mean, I hear all the time, well, I mean, how good of a coach is Steve Kerr? Anybody could win with that. I don't know, man. I look at what they're doing, and they've done it differently, and when healthy, more consistently. Now, they've had a lull over the last 2 years because Klay Thompson has been out. Draymond was out all last year. Steph was hurt for a while. But when healthy, they have done it more consistently and better that way than anybody, right?
The coaching staff, front office, absolutely deserves a lot of credit. And two, it's how they've managed this situation. Being able to go through 2 years without Klay Thompson. A lost season last year when Steph Curry was in and out of the lineup. But then to be able to come back
and
this year, Draymond, but then to be able to come into this year, they were the 3 seed in the Western Conference.
Yep.
And Draymond, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry played like 11 minutes together. And so absolutely Steve Kerr managing that situation, keeping those guys on track. Now it is just up to the talents, of the established talents, of where those pieces are. But we saw Jonathan Kuminga, a rookie, play good minutes earlier.
Look at what they're getting out of Wiggins. Nobody else got this out of Wiggins.
This is the perfect spot for Andrew Wiggins.
Okay, but would you say that he has been better in this spot, whether it's the perfect spot or not, because he didn't have to be the guy?
Yes. So that's makes a lot of sense. It was a good acquisition, and also to stick with Andrew Wiggins, because there's a lot of talk like this last year, like, oh, let's just move Andrew Wiggins, throw him with some picks, just try to bring in a star player. And they're like, this isn't what we want to do. We have our star players. We have 2 legitimate shooters. Jordan Poole develops. And then also, by the way, they have another top 3 pick that hasn't even played yet in Wiseman. That's going to become a piece. Most Moody was the lottery pick that hasn't played, but him and Kuminga and Wiseman. This franchise is special right now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the piece with Wiggins, and I agree with you, that Andrew Wiggins is finally in the right spot, but to convince him that, hey, I get it, you were the number 1 overall pick, but you're in this situation, you're going to be a piece. Now, do you want to be a piece of something special? Or you want to go be the piece of something that's not special? And to me, that further exemplifies what I'm telling you about this organization and this coaching staff to say, hey, this is where you're going to fit and you're going to thrive. You're not going to be the guy. See, Steph Curry, number 30, he's the dude. But you're going to be a piece of something that we can make special. I look at this roster now, and this is the second coming of this, I don't know if it's a dynasty, but they are set up as good as anybody in the NBA. They are homegrown in their 4 key spots. They bring it, and Lord knows what Wiseman's going to become, to your point, right? I mean, he's a top 3 pick that isn't even a piece of it yet. And they found Wiggins, who was a number 1 pick, to finally find the place where he can thrive. I don't think that this front office, and certainly this coach, gets the credit because, well, he's won with players. Everybody who's won's had players, damn it.
Well, you got to keep them together. Find that consistency of managing those really good players. Now, these guys fit together. The chemistry is there between Clay and Steph, attitude-wise.
And Draymond.
Draymond fits in because he's kind of the wild child, and it doesn't. You need that. Like, you need that dude. Kind of was just the way Steph and Clay play. And then to your point on Andrew Wiggins, it's not just him being the 4th option. It's the fact that he's producing, the fact that he scored 17 points per game this season, the fact that right now, Andrew Wiggins, they are playing small. They're playing Draymond Green at the 5, going against Jokic, who is more of a finesse big, so it works for them in this situation. He's their leading rebounder in the playoffs. So it's not just, all the pressure's off me, but it's the fact that he's performing.
That's right.
In that role.
Now, why is he performing? Why is he finally performing? And I think at some point, some of the credit has to go to Steve Kerr and that staff. It's not just, they're healthy, so they're good. I mean, that staff and that front office has put together, and look, they made a lot of moves with, now they got Wiseman because they did get a high pick. But for crying out loud, to me, that's got to be the model. Now, when they run it, the only the 2 bigs, Antetokounmpo and Embiid, are the ones that would worry me in the finals, right? When you start saying, okay, look at how small they're playing. Get there and solve that issue. But for those people who sit there and tell me, Steve Kerr's not that good. I mean, like anybody, if he wins another championship with this carnation of this team, at some point you better start mentioning him with Pop and with Phil Jackson and with some of those greats, because I just think the way they've developed this and what he's done with players that nobody else was able to get that out of, to me, puts him pretty much near the top of that list. It's the opening drive at 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
CarCrafters, it's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working...
Respect the Golden State Warriors. They're back.
They're back.
If you didn't know, now you know. And sometimes you point out the obvious, and people don't like that. Well, that's the case in the Western Conference. In the Dallas Mavericks, showing you who they are, without Luka Doncic. There's a couple teams. I think the Utah Jazz, I'd feel a lot more disappointed right now than, say, the Denver Nuggets. Because with the Utah Jazz, you got your core players out there, Rudy Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and you're getting shredded by Jalen Brunson. No, I do like to throw numbers out there every once in a while. I think they help add perspective to the takes that you're given. What do you think of this, Amory?
I'm ready.
Jalen Brunson, 72 points, 1 turnover in 77 minutes.
Ooh. Who knew?
People know who Jalen Brunson is?
You better know now.
I'm just saying.
If you don't know now,
who's
you
gonna
know.
be courtside at those games.
Who?
Jay Wright. He's got some time on his hands.
Ooh, what are you saying? What are you saying?
Go support Jalen Brunson. Jason Kidd got a lot of people back on his side. This has been a huge year for Jason Kidd because he looked absolutely lost when he was in Milwaukee. Learned a little bit.
Jalen Brunson was, do you know where he was drafted?
Brunson. I want to say second round.
Second round. 33rd overall, second round. All Jalen Brunson did was go for 31 last night. And he's carrying a team without its superstar. How dangerous are they when Luka comes back? Is this the 4-5? Is that the 4-5 series?
That is the 4-5 series.
So, let me just give you a path for Dallas. You think I'm kidding?
Nope, you're not kidding. I know where you're going.
Well, I think they're getting through Utah.
Mm-hmm.
I think winning last night buys you another day, or another 4 days if you need to sit Luka and get him healthy. They get through this, they're gonna get either a 1 seed Phoenix without their best player in Devin Booker, or they're going to get the 8th seed play in New Orleans, who's nice. And then whatever comes out of the other side, it's going to be Golden State or who's the two, or the winner of the Memphis series, Memphis, Minnesota. Golden State, Memphis would be a terrific watch, by the way.
Yes, it would be a lot of fun.
Golden State, Memphis in the next round, I think is going to be fun. Yeah, I think that's going to be a terrific series. So Dallas has a path, and dare I say, an absolute legitimate path. I'm not going to tell you clear to get to the Western Conference Finals. Dallas Mavericks, and that's a lot of Mark Cuban now. You're going to see a lot of Mark Cuban, and I don't know. Again, you'll learn about Jalen Brunson. And you'll start learning about Dwight Powell out of Stanford. And you'll start learning about like guys that you had not heard of. And you'll say, wait a minute, who is Dorian Finney-Smith? You'll find out. Oh, and then Luka will be back. Is that what the NBA wants? So they want Luka. They can get Luka, Ja, Steph, and Chris Paul. Woo. In the West. Is that good TV for you? As opposed to whatever Minnesota's got, whatever Utah's got, whatever Denver had. Like they're, I mean, that's...
We did love Anthony Edwards for a second last week.
They did. And look, they're not done, and Minnesota's nice, but when you blow a 26-point lead at home, that's going to hurt you. And then on the other side, you're going to get Boston with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and stars, or you're going to get Kevin Durant and Kyrie, which is a great draw. You're going to get Giannis moving through. You get Jimmy Butler in Miami. And what's the other series I'm forgetting?
I think you covered Raptors 76ers.
Raptors 76ers. You're going to get Joel Embiid in that hole, and James Harden. Like the NBA, right now, I mean, when does LeBron play? When do the Lakers play?
He's not playing. He's maybe golfing.
He didn't make the tournament where 2/3 of the teams make it? Does he play golf?
I don't know.
2/3 of the team. But no, the NBA is thriving right now, huh?
It is in a really good spot, and especially the Eastern Conference, when you look at the amount of teams
where the TVs are
that could win, or at least get to the NBA Finals. I think there's 5 teams. Now, you got all of a sudden a different pressure in Milwaukee because of the Chris Middleton injury, just like in Phoenix, now that Devin Booker seeing that it's more and more time. These muscle injuries are scary. That's why Luka Doncic hasn't played yet. Now Devin Booker could be questionable for the entire postseason with a hamstring injury, which is what you just laid out the path for the Dallas Mavericks, who feel a lot more confident in the calf situation with Luka Doncic. Drama, baby.
Yeah. Who's coming back? And I mean, I'm just telling the Middleton injury, and I'm starting to lean on you a little bit. Phoenix is in more. You think it's more dramatic for Phoenix, huh?
Oh yes.
Yeah, I'm starting to lean your way too. All right, another hour to go in this work week. I'm assuming we shall hoe. You can't get married on a Friday. We hoe on a Friday.
Oh,
high school football. Don't forget about high school football.
And what if the rematch Ron says with Wyoming gets moved to Friday for TV? Then what? Was Ron invited?
No.
Is Ron invited?
Sure.
So, I wonder how many of these people who are complaining about it are actually going to go to the football game anyway.
Exactly.
It's the opening drive. We're on ProView Networks and 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair,
Change. CHANGE. Change.
K240BL Albuquerque is 95.9 FM. 610 KNML Albuquerque. The sports animal. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta, and JJ Buck.
You want to go about coaches? I asked you. Well, I didn't even ask you. I kind of told you my thought, but I'm always curious of what yours is. I said it's time to start giving Steve Kerr some credit as being one of the best coaches in the NBA. And when we have this conversation about who are the best coaches in the NBA, and we don't do this very often, but when it comes up, I hear, well, Phil Jackson is one of the best. Well, he had great players. And Popovich, okay, no doubt. And, well, what about Doc Rivers? And what about Budenholzer, and I don't know, who else do you hear? I mean, I think Eric Spoelstra is the most underrated coach. I think he's a terrific coach. I think he gets no credit, and I think he's a terrific coach. And the fact that he's lasted this long. But I told you earlier, and it's the opening drive, Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck, with what Steve Kerr has done and now this new incarnation of the Warriors, keeping them together, homegrown talent, what he's gotten out of Wiggins where nobody else has, what they've been able to develop and mold and keep those egos, personalities, talents together, and now make another run. Like, if he wins, and I already think he's there, but if they win again, you need to start putting him in your mouth when you talk about that.
I think judging basketball coaches, professional basketball coaches, is the hardest thing to do.
It's really hard.
In all of the debates, all the fun that we have, I think that is the hardest conversation.
It's fair.
Because I believe Greg Popovich is a very good basketball coach. The Spurs have not been a very good basketball team the last few years because he doesn't have Tim Duncan. So how do you judge that?
Well,
and how do you have that balance? And that's what you're trying to strike right now with Steve Kerr to say, hey, look at the player development, look at the chemistry, look at getting something out of Andrew Wiggins.
Longevity.
The longevity of it. I think that is the hardest thing to figure out, because the one thing with like football in the NFL, like in Andy Reid or guys that we're talking about, like Mike Tomlin, you see, all right, the organization. Like Andy Reid, offensive philosophy, you've seen it in multiple places. You can see that work. You don't really have that same feel with basketball coaches, because we just look, oh, it's Kevin Durant with the basketball, it's LeBron James with the basketball.
That's why I'm pointing at what he's doing with the development. I look at Jordan Poole, where they found a guy 20th pick in the draft, and what he's becoming. And they've taken the time in that organization to develop players. They took a minute to develop Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond. I look what they're doing with Andrew Wiggins, who it didn't work anywhere else. The number 1 overall pick in the draft. Well, Jeff, he's the number 1 overall pick. He should be good. Yeah, but he wasn't anywhere else. But he is here. Looney was an afterthought. Now he's a big piece. So, Adolph, you want to get in on coaches? Good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Adolph. You know, I look at coaches, and a good coach with superior players is one thing. But I have seen situations, and I'll bring this up, where a bad coaching decision, even though the team has superior talent on the court, that can cost them.
No doubt.
And when the University of Houston, also known as Phi Slamma Jamma, played that championship game here in Albuquerque against NC State, led by Jim Valvano, and I believe Houston's coach was Guy Lewis, and there was no doubt that the University of Houston had the horses. No doubt. When you've got guys like Clyde Drexler, Hakeem Olajuwon, Reed Geddes, etc., there's no doubt who's got the superior talent. But from what I saw those decades ago was when Guy Lewis went into what they called a locomotion offense, the slowdown. That allowed North Carolina State to get back in that game. And I thought to myself, if Houston loses, that will be a testament to a horrendous coaching decision that cost them a national championship. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Now, can these kinds of situations, can a great coach lose even with superior talent, even though they have not made an error coaching-wise? Yes. We saw that with Raleigh Massimino and his Villanova Wildcats against the Georgetown Hoyas, coached by John Thompson. I was asked in law school, do you think that Houston can beat Georgetown? I said no, but Villanova can. They have to play the game of their lives, but they have the shooters to do that. And lo and behold, they play the game of their lives and end up with the national championship, even though John Thompson did not make a coaching error. So, yes, generally speaking, if you have the players, yes.
Hey, let me ask you
and
this.
The coach, yes.
Because I asked this yesterday. Villanova upsetting Georgetown. Don't you agree that that was as big an upset? It just didn't end on a great play and on a walk-off crazy slam dunk play like North Carolina State. But that was as big as North Carolina State beating Phi Slama Jama.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Yes, it was, because there was no way
that was right.
that Villanova had the talent of Georgetown.
No way.
And again, they had to not miss a shot.
That's right. They shot 70%.
I can't remember what the percentage was.
Something
Y'all
like
can probably
70.
look it up.
Yeah.
But it was just out of this world, their shooting percentage. And they continued that shooting percentage in the second half. That's what was so unusual about this.
Yep.
So anyway, I've
right.
talked enough. You know how
That's
lawyers
good.
are.
That's
and
good.
I'm out.
Later. The shooting percentage that day, and it was like 70%. Field goal percent, JJ, it wasn't 70%. You know, I didn't realize it was this. 66-64, Villanova beat Georgetown in that final. What if I told you? That can't be right, can it? Villanova shot 22 of 28 from the floor, 786%. How about that shooting percentage? 786. In a NCAA championship game, they were 9.5-point dogs. They went 22 of 28 from the field. Never will happen again. It's insanity. Yeah.
Insane.
That's what it was. Hello, Speech. How are you?
How you doing, Jeff?
Good. How you doing?
Hey, I want to ask you, in baseball, football, and basketball, who are the three biggest names in New Mexico sports?
In each sport?
Yes, in each sport.
Wow. I mean, football, basketball. So who?
Like all time out of New Mexico?
Yeah, or right now.
Well, no. Whatever, old time. I mean, who would you consider is the best baseball player, best football player, best basketball player?
I don't think there's a argument that the best football player, at least the modern era, is Brian Urlacher, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't think there's an argument that the best baseball player, certainly. I mean, you got a better one than Alex Bregman?
Who's he play for?
Well, he's playing for the Astros. He's won a World Series. He's been an All-Star Game MVP. He was a number 2 overall pick. He's one of the best players in baseball right now. And then basketball from New Mexico.
Correct.
I mean, not
from.
So played at the University of New Mexico or from New Mexico.
Well, from New Mexico. Well, okay, played in New Mexico.
I think Danny Granger was really good. What's your list, Speech? What's yours?
I have no idea.
Okay.
All I know about it's New Mexico is the Albuquerque Dukes with Tommy Lasorda in the 70s. I just call in because I like Amory.
All right, that's a good reason to call. All right, Speech, be well.
So funny.
Enjoy the weekend.
He always listens. It's
Yeah,
very
that's
nice.
good. All right, well, I mean, football, I mean, it's Brian, right?
Brian Urlacher.
Oh, totally.
And, I mean, there were some good ones before, but Brian, I think, is the best. Alex is the best baseball player, right? Ralph Kiner is from New Mexico. Ralph Kiner goes back into the I want to say 50s and 60s. I think he was born in Roswell. But I would tell you, I think Alex is a better player than Ralph Kiner was. Best basketball player from here? I mean, is Kenny from here? He's from El Paso, played his senior year at Albuquerque High. Danny Granger played here. Who's the best Lobo in the NBA?
You're going to upset that one dude that comes at Tony Snell all the time.
I know. Luke won a lot
He's
of
had a
championships.
good. Luke won.
They won some championships. Yeah. All right, that's fair.
Hey, that's a good.
All right, I appreciate
hot
Speech.
topic.
Yeah, hot topic. We'll revisit in July.
Yes.
Yes.
Put it on the board.
We went to Buffalo
Yes.
Wild Wings, by the way, and they have a Raptors jersey up now for Pascal.
As they should.
But it's cute because it's just like brand new up there. It's awesome.
That's fine.
It's
As
freaking. It's so awesome.
As they should.
Just want to
tell
all those Aggie fans out there.
You're represented. See? You're represented. 505-246-0610, represent on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Esports.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff. One scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough. Back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier.
I mean, problem. We got a pro for the hoe.
We got a pro. Yeah,
I-
when the hotkey pro doesn't work.
You guys, hoe next segment, I promise.
I mean, we can just hoe anyway.
I mean, I can put it on the other
7
key.
a.m. the usual morning lineup. 7 in the morning. All right, we're back here on your radio.
I need 9:15 songs.
Yeah, there
Run
could
the
be.
rotation.
9:15 in the a.m.
Let me figure this out.
9. Bill says, what do you think of Sushan's plea last night, Jeff? That if the hitters for mediocrity, as he calls the Isotopes, see a ball coming at them, stand in and take it for the team so they can get on base and jumpstart the offense. Didn't hear that. What do you think of that? They're struggling right now. Isotopes lost again last night to the Round Rock Express. Should they just step in and take one for the team?
Easier said than done to step in front of a baseball.
Well, especially if, it can't be over the plate. It's got to come at you.
And it can't be too obvious, because then they'll be like, nah, you got to step back in there.
No, bro. George.
Can't lean into that pitch.
That's right. What's up, George?
Good morning, gentlemen. You know, the Stars are the #1 most valuable franchise in the world.
I didn't know that.
You know, they're the best team in the least,
Not really.
the NFC least, at least.
Well, congratulations.
Talking about old timers, you all forgotten some.
Yep.
You know, #1, probably I would say the best football player ever to come out of the state of Mexico is a Hall of Famer. He was a resident of a small town of Roy, New Mexico, moved to Highland High School for his senior year of football, went to Oklahoma and was part of the, I think, the 51-game winning streak that the Boomer Sooners had. Then played for the Eagles.
Yep.
And Hall of Fame. And you all forgotten Tommy McDonald.
But you think Tommy McDonald? You think Tommy was better than Brian?
Absolutely.
Really?
Absolutely.
Okay, I didn't see him play. I mean, I've seen the numbers and I've read stories. Brian is a Hall of Famer. I mean, like Brian was a terrific player. I know Tommy was really good too, and I know it's recency bias and generational because I never saw Tommy play, and I didn't forget him. I just, from what I saw, and granted it's limited from what I saw of Tommy, Brian was terrific.
Yeah, well, no, I watched Brian all 4 years at UNM, and of course, Tommy went off to Oklahoma, and I was just a youngster back then, believe it or not.
I believe that, yeah.
So I didn't get to see him play all that much, but I did get to see him play when he was in the NFL. And, small, dynamic receiver.
Okay.
He was top-notch. So, anyway, as far as basketball players, Bill Bridges played for Hobbs.
Okay.
He goes way back into the 60s. Probably had a better NBA career than Kenny Thomas. Kenny kind of is a transplant. I'm not sure he's really a New Mexican. We recruited him out of El Paso, on the AAU team and spirited him to Albuquerque High for his senior year.
Yes.
So, I guess he qualifies, but two guys that from the old days that were pretty dynamic, or three are Toby Roybal, who's acknowledged as one of the finest athletes ever to attend UNM, a local guy. And then you had back in the day of Mel Daniels, is probably the best basketball player.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's right.
The MVP of the ABA.
Yep, Mel was terrific.
Champion. Yeah, Mel was outstanding.
Would you,
I
George?
was actually at the game where he put his arm through the window.
I heard about that.
At Johnson Gym, the last game in Johnson Gym against Utah, we had a chance to win the national championship. And Utah actually ended up third with Jerry Chambers.
Would you consider
well,
Ronnie
that's that
Lott?
ball game.
Would you consider Ronnie Lott a New Mexican? He was born in New Mexico. He didn't grow up here, but
Well, you know, yeah. So was Gabriel, Roman Gabriel.
yeah, he was terrific too. Yep.
You know, so I mean, there's several of those. But I was going to remind you guys of now I'm getting to start with stupid names. Ron Becker, who was from Roswell, played for the Lobos, was an outstanding player in college. Tommy Roberts, who was a point guard for
Look at
Bruce
Speech
King.
started.
Farmington, and Rob Robbins, who was from Farmington.
That was a good one too. No, it's good.
And so anyway,
Right,
just
George.
thought I'd toss those names at you, and
Appreciate you.
no problem. Good talking to you guys.
Thanks, George. It's a lot of names. Look, Tommy McDonald's a Hall of Famer, so I mean that counts. I just never saw him play. I've heard of his stats. I've seen the highlights. I mean, I know how good Brian was. Who'd you say was a better player, Ronnie Lott or Brian Urlacher? It's a tough one. You probably didn't see a lot of Ronnie Lott.
Don't have Ronnie Lott film.
Ronnie Lott was
like in my brain.
Like Ronnie Lott was a vicious defensive back, a great cover defensive back, and a vicious hitter. Ryan says, I think Ronnie Lott's probably number one, Brian close second. All right. How did we get here today, George? 505-246-0610. Carl says, did that caller yesterday really call Carl a Tiger Woods hater, Jeff? Because I'm not happy with him just getting a participation ribbon. I still expect Jim and Tony to call every shot when they come on the air. Just not the mandatory 18th hole as he's leaving court in 50th place. But
47.
Because right. Because
All right,
I want
get it right.
I want proper prep heading into the majors, and I don't think a walkthrough with Joey LaCava is enough. What was Carl's email yesterday? What did he say? It was something of that I don't remember. He's not
Something why is Tiger playing?
not playing. No.
Well, I would expect more as he continues to get back from said injury.
I just don't know how you judge on that one performance. I understand it was the Masters, and how different did Tiger look on Thursday from Sunday to you? I mean, dramatically, right? What that shows me is a guy who hadn't been playing and who's injured. Tiger's golf was really good on Thursday when I'm going to assume his body felt a hell of a lot better than it did on Sunday. I know what my eyes told me. I know what the scores told me. My eyes told me that was a guy that was broken, that was limping noticeably on Sunday. Now, you can tell me, well, he was losing, Jeff, and all of a sudden he had a limp. Well, maybe. Or maybe he had just played 4 days on a really hilly golf course 14 months after completely reconstructing his lower leg. Oh, by the way, his back has already been fused together. He had 5 surgeries on that. And he was still healing from that when he had the injury in the car accident. And I'm going to guess flipping your car down a canyon probably didn't help the back injury. And all we heard about with him was how his shattered leg. I'm going to guess there was a little setback on the back injury with that. I don't know how the Genesis holds you tight in your seat when you're rolling down the hill of a Southern California canyon. But, I mean, common sense tells me, although I've never been there, that it's probably not good for your injured back. Think I'm wrong?
I think you're on to something.
I mean, look, I'm not a doctor. I think what we got, see, this is where I am with the Tiger thing. I think whatever we get from here on out is gravy. And it allows some of the younger generation that's coming up that had heard about Tiger, like you hadn't seen Ronnie Lott. Well, if you got to play longer, you would have. Some of the younger people haven't seen Tiger, and now they're getting a taste of what the Tiger hysteria is. No, they're not seeing Tiger in his prime. You're never going to again. But it's gravy, man. If we get to see him at the Masters this year, at the Open, at the U.S. Open, at the PGA, it's gravy. The man's 46 years old and reconstructed. And if he goes out there and competes and can create a hysteria around sports which nobody in our sports world, let me say that again, nobody in our sports world, I don't think there's a soccer player internationally, I don't think there's a Thomas Edward Brady or anybody else who generates the hysteria around their game just by showing up that he does. Enjoy it. It's gravy. This man has given you an unbelievable career, second, I will argue to none, but if you're going to judge it simply by majors, second to one in the history of that game. And so is he going to be the Tiger that's dominant? Never again. Is he going to be the Tiger that competes at a major? Periodically. But every time that dude rolls out, and I know we're going to be critical, wow, he's lost it, Jeff. You're damn right he's lost some of it. He's broken, he's 46, he's reconstructed, and he hadn't played. The hell did you expect? But we got to watch him play. We got to watch the hysteria around it. You got to enjoy more moments.
I mean, we were cheering on bogeys.
Damn right.
Double bogeys.
I don't know. Where are you with it? Were you disappointed?
Absolutely not. And I watched every hole. I was so excited. Because this is just the beginning of the comeback.
So you think so, huh?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm not saying... I just think it's going to be great.
So, JJ, you think he'll win another major?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think he'll win another major?
I'm brainwashed.
I'm not brainwashed. I just don't think... I think we all, from a fan and sports perspective, that we all know he wouldn't do it if he didn't think he could win, and I believe he can win. I believe when he says something.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe he will compete in majors again, a few of them. JJ, you're starting to lean me over to he will win another one.
I got that from you.
But that was, yeah, I called the last one, right? I mean, I never gave up on that. I'm wavering a bit, but you're starting to get me over there on that. He will compete again, though, at majors. Now, it may not be this year. In fact, I don't believe it'll be this year. He'll play in them. Look, he might be top 10 again on Thursday or Friday. I think it's going to be really hard for him to get through 4 days of it. He's going to go over to the Open at St. Andrews. Then if it's cold and windy and rainy, and it's going to be hard. He's 46 competing with guys who are in their prime in a deep, deep field. Oh, by the way, they're not reconstructed from the back and the leg. I get it. The expectations that we had, you remember what Tiger is, and so in your mind you remember it, and you see it, and then you see a glimpse of it. And then you see the fist pump, or you see him stick a 190-yard shot out of the tree. It was within 2 feet. And you're like, oh, yeah. That's what the greatest of all time is. But just accept it for what it is, man. Enjoy it. It's gravy. It is dessert. It is really, he's never going to be dominant again. He may win again. But enjoy what you're seeing.
It's awesome.
It is. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Ask Tiger. Father Time and Mother Nature are the only ones who have ever gone undefeated. He knows it as well as anyone. You might be figuring that out too. Fact is, guys, as you get older, there's some really natural things that you may experience. Things like being tired too often, hair loss, weight gain, maybe even erectile dysfunction. Now there's a way to fight back. New Male has been helping men take care of these things for years. Industry-leading testosterone replacement, so men feel better, they perform better. Essentially, men can battle these things that Mother Nature and Father Time throw at you by calling New Male and taking care of it. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or visit Newmail, NUMALE.com. Newmail's local. They're right here in Albuquerque. They're convenient. They're comfortable. And most importantly, they produce results. Guys, men all over the country are benefiting from Newmail's treatment. You don't have to succumb to these natural inconveniences. Call Newmail and take care of it. Do it for you. Feel like you again. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel better.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs, reptiles, and small animals. Clark's has built a tradition of friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore.
What am I supposed to do now? What do we do here? Kind of a catchy tune.
Give me a hoe if you got your funky bus fare. Bus coming down the street, moving dirty fast, so kinda shuffle your feet. Get on the bus, pay your fare, then tell a driver that you're going to a double Dutch affair. Eat my Volvo while I be gone. Here it comes, the double Dutch bus is on the street. You better get off the curb, move your bus fare, trans pass. That's the way my money lasts. Ain't got no car to get around. When I go to work, I gotta go downtown. Now I miss my train, that's a darn shame. When I'm running late, no sleep's to blame. If you got a wife, you know I'm right. You got a special man, well I can understand. Uptown, downtown, everybody's getting
that was
down.
I told you, Grey Ho today. I fixed the button. Thank God. I saved Friday.
It might be my favorite song ever.
Ever? More than Ram It?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that never had a down season. You know what I mean? Oh, I got a little headache. Yeah. Yeah, at my funeral, will you play that?
If you go first, yes.
All right, if I go first, yes? Fair enough. Is that the answer?
That's what I always say.
The Hopening Drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. 505-246-0610. Marty wants to talk about Mike Tyson. Hello, Marty.
If you want your face to look like a piñata after getting punched your lights out, I mean, Mike Tyson can't afford private jet, first class seating no more. Has it come to that?
So is that what you took out of this whole issue?
No. I'm watching the video.
Yeah.
The guy was sitting right behind Mike Tyson.
Yeah, chirping, drunk.
And he was a punk.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know this guy's history.
Which guy?
The guy that got pummeled.
I know nothing about this guy.
All right, here we
He should have
go.
got pummeled.
Yeah, so the guy from Florida,
Yeah.
he has a 20 and a 15-month prison sentence for a variety of crimes.
All right.
Possession of oxycodone, burglary, grand theft, fraud, beating up his girlfriend,
Dick Tracy
trafficking stolen property.
All right.
He stole a trailer in 2018.
Hell of a dude.
Hitching to his pickup.
Yep.
TMZ reported just got out of prison in July of 2020, serving a 15-month sentence, fraudulent ID. How did he get on the plane? And
I don't think they do a background check to buy an airline ticket.
Yeah, but you know the fights lately on planes have gotten out of control because of COVID. You having to wear the
Yeah.
But why harass a boxer? You know,
Why harass anyone?
Yeah, going from California to Florida.
Yeah. So
Poor Tyson.
yeah, I'm on Tyson's side on this, by the way.
Oh, no, I am too, for sure. I am too, after reading the Daily Mail about
Well, just watching it, man. Who are you to start to? At some point, you poke the bear's going to poke back.
Oh, man. You know, I'm sure in life when you're that celebrity, there's so much restraint.
That's right.
So much BS that people give you that.
Enough. Yep.
I mean, if I saw you on the plane and I started doing that.
I wouldn't want to have to pummel you like that, but, you know.
I think you went easy on the guy.
I think you went easy on him, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, no charges on Mike, but
Good.
the other guy, I don't think he'll ever get to fly again.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
all right.
he should go back to prison.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
See ya.
Maybe Spirit Airlines.
So there's... and you're in-flight entertainment today. Mike Tyson. I'm watching this, like he could have been way worse with this clown.
Oh.
So dude was chirping and chirping and chirping and chirping, and then he's showing off like his bloody face. Look what he did to me. Like bleep you, dude. So chirping and chirping, and now everybody pulls out their phones.
Of course.
And Mike turned around and took care of it. Like how much is Mike supposed to sit there and take?
I mean, he took pictures with them, he chatted with them, and then let's humanize athletes. I know, but Jesus.
You got a problem, Mike, on this?
No. Especially when you've given like a lot of leeway, warning.
Yeah, enough. Sit down. Enough, dude. Sit down.
And then someone's in your personal space. Like you're gonna
get away
deal with what comes with it. But
what a clown, dude. What the people who tell me that they shouldn't have bars in airports.
Who says that?
Well, this is the I know it's not you.
Not hell.
I understand.
No.
But this guy is a problem. Ryan gives me a good point. Noise canceling headphones and earbuds are a wonderful thing. On planes, let me just tell you. And lately, and I've been flying a bit lately. So any flight you fly in or out of Orlando is filled with kids. And I like kids. Nobody gets kids. They're loud. They kick your seat. The noise-canceling earpieces are lifesavers. Get some. Just saying. Just saying. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Ron says, Cavenders to Miami. Jeff, which OD legend is the biggest fan of Miami's women's basketball? Maybe we can place a collect call to beautiful El Paso. That was Armando's team, remember? Armando loved Miami women's basketball. We should find not my Mondo. Not your Mondo. He was Armando. That's right. Tell us it's time for an all-new edition of Ask A. Marie.
Oh, my gosh. Here
Jeff,
we go.
Yesterday I had a business trip to northwest New Mexico where I was flashed by a driver going the other direction. That's an old school warning for what?
Like flashed?
Yeah, what do you fly?
Like
somebody
like
pulled
their
up
shirt or their headlights?
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought.
Where was he?
He was in northwest New Mexico. So there was, I guess, on a 2-lane highway, somebody flashed their high beams at him. Like, hey, like flash the lights. You know what that means?
Like danger.
Danger, Will Rogers?
Proceed with
Danger.
caution. Proceed with caution.
Oh, JJ's on it. See, he said, sure enough, half mile down the road was a New Mexico State.
Oh, it's like wingman?
Police bear taking pictures.
Oh,
yeah, they were
wow.
warning you there's a cop up there. Slow it down. There's a cop around there taking pictures. Smokey the Bear. There's Smokey Bear. It's old CB talk.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to ask me like a question about women's sports in like 1993.
No, just that.
No, just cool.
And then Ron sent a picture of Fonzie and said, is her name A or is it A?
Depends where I'm at.
Yeah.
Depends what part of the country I'm in or who I'm talking to.
Well, you're talking to us right now.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's A. Murray.
I don't know. We'll do a vote. I don't know.
No, they don't have to. I mean, however you want it on your
fine.
Friday second wedding. How many weddings did you have, dude?
Okay.
One.
We're not going to get into this
I
right
was
now.
there. It was pretty fun.
You're coming to my wedding too.
Oh yeah.
The second
When
one.
is it, on a Friday or is it?
Yeah, Friday, October
I don't know.
13th.
It's too Friday. It's right
High
before my
school football.
birthday. It's high school football. What if the Wyoming game's that day? I'm kidding.
What if it's windy?
Oh, Guy Lafleur died. Stanley Cup champion with the Canadians. Legend. 70 years old. You want to take the final break? What if it's windy? It's never windy in October. October's the perfect month around here. Isn't it? Like
October's a
today.
pretty good month.
Yeah.
September, October. Cooling down.
You want me to take Josh away? You want to hear Hoser?
Hoser.
Did you hoe today?
Hi.
Hi.
Well, since we are on the topic of asking questions to Ana Maria, let me get into character here. So let's see if you can recognize
That's
this.
right.
Okay. Babe Marie, if the woodchuck could chuck
Oh
wood,
my gosh.
how much wood would he chuck? Now, keep in mind that the woodchuck has been known to chuck wood.
What's the
What does
answer?
that remind you?
Yeah, what is?
What's the answer?
I don't know. A lot. I really don't have
the answer is.
Do you know if you Google it, you know what they say?
Chuck could chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck.
Yeah,
if
I can't even say that.
a
Oh, no.
woodchuck could chuck wood.
Yeah, now I'm just confused.
Yeah.
But anyways, did you recognize the caller?
Marty?
Yes.
Yeah, how about that?
Especially when you do now. Keep in mind, I wish I could do the voice. I don't know if I, could. But anyways.
All right, got it.
So happy Friday, guys. Juan Jose, Jefe, Ana Maria.
Later, Hoser.
Adios.
On a good day, they can chuck around 700 pounds.
Shut up. What does it mean? Is that just throw? Chuck? What is a woodchuck? What does that mean?
Doesn't actually chuck wood. They do, in fact, chuck quite a bit
Chuck.
of dirt.
So chucking
When
is
digging out a burrow.
Is chucking throw or what?
No, it's digging.
So you dig through
Biting.
wood? They bite
Bite
700
and
pounds
dig.
of wood?
Well, they don't actually chuck. They're talking about like dirt or
Think of
anything
their
else.
digestive system.
Yeah.
Ugh, feels like it would hurt.
I don't know what to segue out of this, but
You want to go to break? Final break of our work week. 505-246-0610 if you still want to get in. It's the opening drive. Yeah, I heard that nonsense. Glad you're with us on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream Style Stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
For certified collision and body repair, visit the experts at CarCrafters. 5 locations in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho. Visit carcrafters.com.
It's like it never happened.
The energy landscape is limitless and ever-changing. Cleaner energy resources are crucial to New Mexico's environment. For 100 years, PNM has utilized cutting-edge technology and employed hard-working New Mexicans to ensure that we have consistent, reliable energy when we need it. For life's loudest moments, quietest moments, and every moment in between. We're dedicated to providing you with energy now and into the future. All you have to do is dream of what to do with it next.
You know the beauty about having variety is you can do your thing and she can do her thing and he can do his and I can do mine. That's the beauty. Like when the good Lord invented the remote control. Did he invent it? Or she? But you can have your opinion and find something interesting and somebody else can find something not interesting. According to the texter, no, it is not interesting, in quotes, or awesome, in quotes, that Eldridge Tiger Woods, the uncompetitive, is merely participating in future golf tournaments. Best bets against Tiger Woods.
Phil Mickelson texting in.
That's funny. See, and that's cool to you that it's not, but I would tell you that the data, the ratings, and the majority of public opinion that I have read/heard, that it is interesting or awesome that Tiger Woods is participating. That he's merely participating. I would tell you that it is. Now, if it's not for you, that's cool. Some people like Jolly Ranchers, some people like candy corn, man. Some people like watching Tiger Woods, some don't. But, I mean, I don't know. What did you watch last week? Did you see the crowds? Have you seen the television numbers? Have you heard people talking about it and writing it? And I'm cool that you don't think it is. That's, dude, some people like Star Wars, some people like Star Trek, some people like neither. Do your thing. But it kind of is interesting to a lot of people. You don't have to watch it. Watch Formula One, watch soccer, do your baseball, get you some whatever.
Wild qualifying session going
Even
on
if
right
it's
now.
a team I don't like or an athlete,
Yeah.
to watch greatness is amazing in sports.
Well, but that's okay. So I think there's are you
A difference?
watching greatness or are you watching someone who was once great? I don't know that I watched greatness the other day. I did not watch greatness. I watched someone who was great and is the greatest I've ever seen, but I did not watch greatness 2 weeks ago.
Or just coming back from.
Now that interests me.
The thing too with Tiger, it's his sport. This isn't Johnny Unitas in a L.A. Chargers or Rams uniform.
Right.
He was Chargers. Namath was Rams. Yeah.
Like at the end. Now this is someone that we've seen just 3 years ago.
Yeah. Well.
Be able to win. We just saw Phil Mickelson at 51 win a major. So that's the draw. It's not watching the dominance. We all understand that.
No.
It's the fact that one of the greatest we've ever seen still has a chance against these guys, and that does not happen. There's no one that can do that in any other sport, other than kind of Tom Brady right now.
That's fair. Yeah, and if it's not interesting or awesome, that's look, I got it.
Everything is awesome.
Everything is awesome. Ooh, that's got to be a hotkey, too.
Don't do it.
Why not?
Don't do it.
No hotkey for that?
No, you can. You can. I and I'm not coming down hard on you. I don't know that I watched greatness last week. I watched a great one. I watched the greatest I've ever seen. Was he great? No, he made some really nice shots. So did everybody else.
Woj bomb for you quickly.
Yeah, hit me.
Charlotte dismissing head coach James Borrego.
Oh, yeah, breaking news.
That's a bummer. The Albuquerque Academy graduate, James Borrego, been relieved of his duties as Charlotte Hornets head coach. Terry, good morning to you.
Good Friday to you, Jeff. Good Friday, JJ. Good Friday, A. Marie. Thoughts, hugs, the Baloo, Austin, Addie, Jeff's mom, and all your family members. Have a wonderful weekend and all that. I'll put on my black hat slightly because I didn't know Jack Nicklaus played in the tournament because you were mentioning the greatest of all time played, but that's just me being old.
He had the first shot of the tournament. He had the very first shot of that tournament.
Yeah, they do the opening. I remember when Nicklaus was the bad guy because Arnie was the fan favorite in the 60s, and Nicklaus then came around and all that. So, no, I just being a little lighthearted. Having been in a hideous car wreck and come back, and as you get older, I wish Tiger the best. I know, what was it 10 years ago when he had his bad knee and still won his major that way? That as we get older, sometimes the body, how well it'll hold up. So modern technology can do wonders for him, and he'll be able to compete and try. But we'll see. Maybe he does get back on top and do it. But I'm thinking it's going to be hard for his legs since I just got back from an MRI on my back today. Get those every few years. So, from that standpoint, last little thing. You were talking coaches earlier, and I missed it because of at the doctors, but I always loved Dale Brown because when he was at LSU, he had obviously a couple great teams with Shaq and made a Final Four with another, but he was so much fun to watch when his team didn't have as much talent because he had come out in a diamond and one, triangle and two, and he was so creative as a coach when he didn't have the best talent that it was always, for me, fun to watch guys like that. And then when everybody was talking about old school, they should do a book or documentary on the early 60s, the Lobo basketball teams. Those teams were awesome. Made the finals of the NIT, which back then only 16 teams were going to NCAA, and they lost to Bradley in the finals. Actually beat KU and Johnson Gym in the mid-60s, and, those teams were pretty awesome that way. So, you guys have a wonderful weekend. Be safe. Enjoy your families. Take care. Love the show as always.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
It's good stuff, actually. Howie, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, guys. Yeah, Jeff, I believe in Santa Claus. I believe in the Easter Bunny. Like Cher, I believe in love. And I believe Deebo Samuel is going to sign with the Cowboys.
Man, that's good.
Yeah. Very naive, but I believe it, Watching Tiger reminds me of just the true determination and raw determination of wanting to compete in a sport that he loves and has a passion to no end. And I respect that, and I watched. I'm not a golf lover, and I watched. Yep. That's how intriguing it was. I mean, and anybody that's played sports, I remember being a younger man and playing at Mike Foot's Sportsplex when I was about 30 years old, playing fall softball in left field. Yeah. It starts snowing. And do you think we stopped playing?
Nope.
Hell no.
That's why we're going to play in 60-mile-an-hour winds today. Yep, that's why we'll play golf in this crap today. Yep.
That's it. And I know you're up against it. So one last one, just a question, because I don't know the answer to this question. I know Jim Plunkett's parents live in Santa Fe or lived in Santa Fe. There's another one. Was he from here? Or?
So Jim Plunkett has been sent to me on the text line. Roger Staubach played at Nimmie. He was sent to me on the text line as well.
There you go. Very interesting conversation today, but then again, it always is. Have a great weekend, guys.
See you, Howie. Have a good weekend. Wow, won a lot of play. It always does. Here's the beauty of opinion shows, and life, for that matter, and opinion platforms. You can have yours.
Absolutely.
It doesn't make it exact. There's a difference between fact and opinion. When we're talking about numbers and stats and who won and who lost, but if it's awesome or interesting to you, then you know what? It's awesome and interesting. It might not be to you or to you or to you. And that's why you can go watch a soccer game or go watch basketball or read a book or watch American Idol. Figure out what you dig and go dig it. Go live your story, man. That's the beauty. And I'm not mad at the texture. Like, please don't take it that way. Don't tell you chastise me. No, nobody's chastising you. Like, that's cool that it's not interesting or awesome to you. But I would tell you that the majority, or whether it's a majority or not, a hell of a lot of people found that really interesting to watch and compelling and watched it in gigantic numbers. And the rest of us wish we were there. I showed you the Masters, the book that
You did. It's
my friend,
awesome.
You know, and he was telling me about the crowds. Thanks to Dave Pilipovich. He was with us today on the opening drive. The Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd will be after that. 2 Men On comes your way at 4, and then you get Isotopes Baseball with Josh Sushan from Round Rock. We'll be back on Monday with award-winning radio starting at 7 a.m. Adrian, great week. Thank you for keeping us on the TV side. Hey, Marie, big weekend for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. You performing this week?
No, but I have a lot of May shows I'll tell you about next week.
Beautiful. Big weekend for you?
Huge weekend.
Yeah, I know it is.
Always a huge.
Enjoy it. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We will smell you on Monday.
For 50 years, Clark's Pet Emporium has been your pet's favorite stop. Fish, birds, cats, dogs,
This is Red
reptiles,
Carter
and small
live at the
animals.
gas station
Clark's
on
has built a
41st
tradition of
Street.
friendly, knowledgeable service focused on affordable, quality pet care products and food. Locally owned and operated with 2 convenient locations for all your pet needs, including an extensive selection of gifts for both owners and pets. 11200 Manal Northeast or 4914 Lomas Northeast. Clark's Pet Emporium is celebrating 50 years. Thank you, Albuquerque, the Pet Supply Superstore. ClarksPets.com.
Dream style stucco. Stucco is the way to go. The Southwest tradition, beautiful and durable. The perfect combination. Your favorite color, your favorite texture. You're gonna love it when they put it all together. Through any weather, nothing looks better. From the smooth to the rough, they really know their stuff. Nobody does stucco like Dream style stucco.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number 1 in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. For over 20 years, Evergard Roofing and Solar has been committed to customer service. Locally owned and operated, Evergard offers both commercial and residential roofing and solar services. For more info, please call 505-821-9543. Evergard Roofing and Solar are proud supporters of ProView Sports Network and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast online on the NFHS network. Every moment from every game from every sport, including all NMAA state championship games. Get your monthly pass now. Just go to ProViewNetworks.com, click on the NFHS logo, and sign up today. Watch New Mexico's best. High school sports are back. You can watch every ProView Network broadcast